The year was 1787. The place was the State House in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where the American people adopted a new constitution, and by doing so undertook a noble experiment in which citizens, through their elected representatives, governed themselves. In the document's first 10 amendments, known as the Bill of Rights, U.S. citizens also were guaranteed a collection of far-reaching freedoms never before officially recognized by any government. Freedoms we still enjoy to this very day. Among them, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of the press, and the right to a fair trial. For the most part, the experiment was an unqualified success. For in time, the United States became a nation without equal, one with not only picturesque towns that stood as reminders of America's rural past, but also towering cities with busy offices and productive factories. The United States also became a land of great universities, where the freedom to pursue new ideas was actively encouraged. And it became a country where works of creative genius could be written and performed free from the censor's stifling hand. The United States became the most powerful and influential nation in the history of the world, a beacon of freedom and justice for people everywhere. Yet in a sometimes dangerous world, freedom and justice are not guaranteed to last forever. Indeed, throughout our nation's history, there have been times when our freedoms have been tested. For there has never been a shortage of tyrants who do not share our country's commitment to human rights and to the dignity of the individual. Often, these despots have been responsible for the deaths of millions. When left unchecked, the destructive power of these dictators has been horrible, and has thrown countless numbers of people into lives of abject misery. Regrettably, these ruthless fanatics have not disappeared in the 21st century. Yet America, more often than not with the help of its armed forces, has always met the challenge. The men and women of the Air Force, Navy, Marines, Army, and Coast Guard heroically provide a protective shield for the United States of America.
I knew a man, called him Sandy Kane. Few folks even knew his name. But a hero, yes, was he. Left a boy, came back a man. Still many just don't understand about the reasons we are free. I can't forget the look in his eyes, or the tears he cried as he said these words to me. All gave some gave all. Some stood through for the red, white, and blue, and some had to fall. And if you ever think of me, think of all your liberties and recall some gave all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him an altar in the evening dews and damps. I have read his righteous sentence by the
I know that some things were wrong, but what gave them the right to point their righteous fingers and expect us not to fight? We all cried on the night they burned Atlanta down. How much more can we take and still stand our ground? Oh, I guess my daddy would be proud, but my mama, she's ashamed. And I know deep down we need a change. Them colored boys are friends of mine, but I've got my southern pride. I'm standing here a fighter, wishing there was another side. In 4 years the smoke had cleared, and I went back to the farm. Little brother met me at the bridge, and he held out his arms. He was thin and weak and wounded, dressed in Yankee blue. Well, I cried and I held him, and together we both knew if it could be done over, there would be a better way. Still one family and one nation, oh, but what a price we paid. Oh, I guess my daddy would be proud, but my mama, she's
calling you and me, every son of liberty. Hurry, rise away, don't delay, go today. Make your daddy glad to have had such a lad. Tell your sweetheart not to pine, to be proud of boys in line. Over there, send the word over there, that the Yanks are coming, the drums run tumming everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer, send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come back till it's over there.
a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style but no one else could play. He was the top man at his craft. But then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. It really brought him down because he could not jam. The captain seemed to understand, because the next year the cap went out and drafted the band. And now the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. A root, a toot, a tootly attitude. He blows the 8 to the bar. In boogie rhythm, he can't blow a note unless the bass and guitar is playing with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. He was some boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. When he played boogie woogie bugle, he was busy as a busy bee. When he played, he made the company jump 8 to the bar. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
How much is that dog in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that dog in the window? I do hope that doggy is for sale. I must take a trip to California and leave my poor sweetheart alone. If he has a dog, he won't be lonesome, and the doggy will have a good home. How much is that dog in the window? The one with the waggly tail.
Hello, I'm Chris Christopherson. On November 8th, 1965, the 173rd Airborne Brigade on Operation Hump, War Zone D in Vietnam, were ambushed by over 1,200 VC. 48 American soldiers lost their lives that day. Severely wounded and risking his own life, Lawrence Joel, a medic, was the first living black man since the Spanish-American War to receive the United States Medal of Honor for saving so many lives in the midst of battle that day. Our friend Niles Harris, retired 25 years United States Army, was one of the wounded who lived. This song is his story. Caught in the action of kill or be killed, greater love hath no man than to lay down his life for a friend.
As he left South Dakota to fight for the red, white, and blue. He was 19 and green with a new M16, just doing what he had to do. He was dropped in the jungle where the choppers would rumble with the smell of napalm in the air. Then the sergeant said, "Look up ahead." like a dark evil cloud. 1,200 came down on him and 29 more. They fought for their lives, but most of them died in the 173rd Airborne. On the 8th of November, the angels were crying as they carried his brothers away. With the fire raining down and the hell all around, there were few men left standing that day. Saw the eagle fly through a clear blue sky. 1965, the 8th of November. Now he's 58 and his ponytail's gray, but the battle's still blazing in his head. He limps when he walks, but he's strong when he talks about the shrapnel that left in his leg. He puts on a gray suit over his airborne tattoo, and he ties it on one time a year, and remembers the fallen as he orders a tall one and swallows it down with his tears. On the 8th of November, the angels were crying as they carried his brothers away. With the fire raining down and the hell all around, there were few men left standing that day. Saw the eagle fly through a clear blue sky.
That the communists were planning an offensive of some kind was expected. What was not expected was what happened. A traumatizing, brilliantly coordinated attack against more than 30 cities, from one end of South Vietnam to the other. And on the...
Didn't I make you proud? Go and leave my life down.
A poetic way of saying there had
called my name. I thought I stood for something, was doing the right thing when I went away. Now being back should be so simple, but I keep getting these mixed signals from
River
everyone.
And held it for 25 days of particularly brutal combat. The U.S. called in air power, destroying the citadel in order to save it.
Didn't I burn? Didn't I bleed?
February was a month of death, dislocation, and despair. Damage. The devastated seemed as if nothing was left.
I faced your fears, felt pain, so you won't have to. Yeah, didn't I do my best and wasn't home here when I left? I've seen boys fall to pieces, grown men cry out for Jesus till they're black and blue. I thought God was on our side. Weren't we supposed to be the good guys that would never lose? 'Cause I don't see no ticker tape or 5-mile parade saying thank you, son. Just folks that sit and judge me who ain't seen what I've seen or did what I've done. Didn't I burn? Didn't I bleed?
Early, I'm all business in my suit. Yeah, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money. There's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory. I just do it anyway. Providing for our futures, my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be. I can't call in sick on Mondays when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays.
Have no fear for when I'm alone. I'll be better off than I was before. I've got this life, I'll be around to grow who I was before. I cannot recall long nights allow me to feel I'm falling. I am falling, the lights go out. Let me feel I'm falling. I am falling safely to the ground. I'll take this soul that's inside me now, like a brand new friend. I'll forever know I've got this life and the will to show. I will always be better than before. Long nights allow me to feel I'm falling. I am falling, the lights go out. Let me feel I'm falling. I am falling safely to the ground.
I was having fun and running wild, but now I'm older and the world is growing colder. I hope I don't run out of time.